Musically meditated.
Musically meditated. Musically meditated.
Welcome to Musically Meditated Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Riley. I have my co-host, Sreten, here with me. What's up, Sreten?
Hey. Hi.
How are you?
Sleepy. What's up?
I'm here with a special guest, Mr. Gabe. We had Gabe on like almost a year ago. What's up, Gabe?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Doing well.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm stoked.
I know you are. I can't wait to get it started.
Totally.
But first, let me do a little shameless self-plug. Everybody check out Musically Meditated Podcast. You could subscribe on YouTube, Sreten's favorite, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, all over the place. We're everywhere.
Not Google Play Podcast yet.
Not yet, but we're working
soon.
on that.
I'm one of 10 people that listen to podcasts on Google Podcasts.
But we're going to be there, too, for all you Google freaks like Gabe.
Google dudes.
Google dudes.
At the time of this, at the time that you, what's the word? Take this in, listen. We are on all those platforms. So you guys are both liars. Shots fired.
That's fine.
Right off the bat, shots fired.
Shots fired.
Have a great day.
Have a great day. Thanks.
Shut it down. We're done.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. But next, this episode is brought to you by Hobart Lumber Company. Their number is 219-945-3031. They're at 630 Main Street in Hobart, and they specialize in lumber, building materials, hardware, home improvement, cabinets, and flooring. So please check them out. Also, Green Door Books and Studio. That's in downtown Hobart. They have dollar books. Is there anything else going on coming up, Sreten? Isn't there a zine night?
There is, but at the time of this, it will already have passed. We'll have our February events lined up. So if somebody goes to our Facebook page, they can find out everything that we're doing.
All right, yeah. So come down to Green Door Books as well. Check it out. And Gabe, he is the co-owner of Grindhouse. And Gabe, what's going on at Grindhouse these days?
All kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Just busy all the dumb time.
All right.
January is kind of our slow season, but we also had like 3 open tables today, so
okay.
I don't really know what anything means anymore.
Okay. But you guys are, you would say that's downtown Griffith, right? Broad Street?
Downtown Griffith, the one block of downtown Griffith, yes.
Awesome.
Beautiful downtown.
Beautiful downtown
Beautiful
Griffith.
downtown Griffith. You said it isn't on the menu anymore, but I really like that charcoal latte.
Yeah, the charcoal latte was killer.
That was great.
That was a collaboration with a local band.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Wraith, thrash band. You should have them on the show. They're killer.
Okay, I will.
Yeah, kinda
what goes behind that, though?
What goes behind
the charcoal? Like
the charcoal?
Actual charcoal?
So it's activated charcoal. You can get it at a health food store or just somewhere else on the internet, like other places.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, so I bought it and I put it in a latte, and we made black lattes.
Yeah, it was
and
super
yeah, so
cool.
it was our friend, like he's in Wraith, and we were like, hey, let's do a latte together.
That's awesome.
And of course, for like a metal band, I'm gonna have a black latte.
Yeah, it was pretty metal.
Yeah, it's killer.
It's pretty thrash.
They just did a beer actually with a friend of mine out in Lake Zurich.
Okay.
They did a Wraith Russian Imperial Stout.
Oh, cool. And I love Smuggler's Coffee too. Remember,
Yeah.
I came to a few of your events.
Yeah.
With it was last year, but what's his name again?
Dave.
Dave. Yeah, Smuggler's is some good stuff. He's
Yeah.
out of Lowell, right?
Out of Lowell, yeah.
And you still sell his stuff there too?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I think he's dropping some off probably literally while we're speaking.
Awesome. So shout out to him.
Shout out to Dave. We got a D&D session coming up soon, me and Dave.
Oh, do you? Yeah,
Yeah.
plug that. What's going on with that?
Oh, we're just going to play Dungeons & Dragons, period.
At Grindhouse or just together?
We're going to play at the Roastery. I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, so me and Julian, who works at Grindhouse, and
Yeah.
another guy, we call him Dr. Dan. He's not a doctor. And we're going to play we're going to play D&D at the Smuggler's Roastery.
Oh, cool.
I'm trying to convince a friend of mine to do some like live art while we play, to like draw our characters adventuring.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
I'm going to
super-
play a cat man, a bard, whose name is, staring blindly into a dull sunset. That's the name of my character. Staring.
Nice. That's a Morrissey song. That's a Cure song.
That is a Morrissey song. I burst my D&D cherry, so to
Yeah, a
speak.
few of us popped our D&D cherry a few months ago.
Yeah,
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I forget my name.
It takes a certain amount of
Had a good
stamina to
name.
play Dungeons and Dragons. That first
Dude,
time
it's not
we
for
were
the
all,
faint of heart.
Yeah,
No.
we started
fun.
off all like cool, and then Michael, the other owner at Green Door, we sort of started coming after him after like hour 3. We all got real moody.
It can be tough.
Yeah, that job, I would just call it the host. I don't know what the name is.
The Dungeon Master.
The Dungeon Master.
The Fungin Master.
The Fungin Master. There's a lot on the Fungin Master's
Yeah, there's
plate.
hours and hours of prep before you play.
And Michael's getting nervous. It's giving him a lot of mean, cold looks from across the table.
We got hungry. We're acting like little kids.
I'm sure, yeah.
First, it was all about the
least
fart
shocking thing
jokes.
I've ever heard.
Like farting on goblins, roll whatever, see if that'll kill them.
1d4 fart damage.
Yeah.
But Gabe, we got you back on here today too to talk about your favorite albums of 2018.
Yeah,
and I
for
remember
sure.
I was like, "What's your top 10?" You're like, "I don't got top 10,
I
dude."
got a top 10.
But he has a top 6, and I kind of like that.
I'm still just listening to the same stuff I've been listening to for 20 years. And then every once in a while I'm like, oh, this record's great.
Right. Well, I remember you mentioned this one a while ago, and I checked them out, and I wasn't like blown away. And I watched one of the YouTube videos, but after you referenced them again, I was able to check it out like the entirety of the album, and that's War on Women.
Yeah.
Capture the Flag, and they're from Baltimore, and I don't know, man. They've been around since 2010. It looks like
Yeah, a few years.
a few years, and they're activists, correct?
Yeah, pretty hardcore political.
And obviously there's it's like a feminist deal, correct?
Yeah, for sure. The singer, very outspoken. She does tours all over the country, also speaking about just creating safe spaces and
Cool.
just being cool.
Right on.
She wrote a book.
Did she?
She did.
Cool.
Do you recall what that book is
Yeah.
called?
No.
Okay.
But I own it. It's like a little chat book. It's really good though.
All right. She what I noticed about her vocals, man, like she could do the tough guy screams, but then she could do like some really good melody. Like she's got a great
some
voice.
pipes. Yeah, for sure. She can go pretty hard, and then she can sing really well. They have an acoustic record they came out with in 2018 also that like really, really showcases.
Really?
Yeah, how good she can sing.
Awesome. Did you
Yeah,
ever
it's
get,
just like a 4-track EP.
right on. Did you ever get to see him live or no?
Yeah, I've actually saw them. I saw them live a lot this year. I saw them at Riot Fest a long time ago, like 2012 or 13 or something, for like half of their set. 'Cause you know how festivals are. Like
Yeah.
you watch half a set and you're like, cool, I saw this band.
Yeah.
But
Move.
yeah, I actually saw them at the Cobra Lounge in Chicago in September with the Subhumans, one of my favorite bands from my teenage years.
I think you mentioned them before when you were here last time.
I may have.
The Subhumans.
Yeah, they're great. But yeah, I saw War on Women in September, and then at Fest down in Florida, which I hear we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
I actually saw them a couple times. I saw them. They did an acoustic set at Fest, and then I saw their regular set, and then they played as the band for a show called Pod Minutes to Cast Night.
Oh wow.
Or no, 2 minutes. No, it's 2 minutes to late night, but they have a podcast called Pod Minutes to Cast Night. Yeah, so 2 minutes to late night. It's really good. Check
Way
it
to
out.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like
That's a hard. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a something or other. You know.
Got a good brain there.
That's what they say about you.
Yeah,
they say,
I'm a
Gabe.
something or
Gabe's
other
is
with
a
a good
something or
brain.
other.
You got that good brain.
Got that great brain. That Griffith
Fueled
memory.
by
That Griffith
black metal
education.
charcoal drinks.
Yep, that's right.
That's right. But I'm looking at this too. Some of the lyrics deal with religion, gun violence, activism, gender orgasm gap. What is that? Female genital mutilation.
It's heavy. I was talking to a friend of mine a few nights ago. It's like
What is that? That sounds. It's not funny, but I've never.
yeah.
How?
I don't know. Google it. Do you want to talk about it on a pod?
Not really.
Do 3 straight dudes need to talk about this on a podcast?
I don't know.
But
Maybe.
maybe. That's what the world needs.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, it's kind of neat because when you see them live, like they have so much fun on stage. Like they're like it's not that like I think it's easy to go into it thinking like, oh, these guys sing about such heavy subject matter, like they're going to be really dead serious through the whole set, and it's a really fun show to watch. They're all just smiling, having a good time,
Cool.
singing about really sad things.
Because that's when I first checked it out. It seemed a little try hard to me. Like I get, that's just my interpretation. Like
Yeah.
we're going for this angle. Like okay, like I'm cool with that. Like I'm into it, but it seemed a little bit commercial, if that makes any sense. But then when I got to revisit it a little bit more, I dug it for sure, for sure. But next is Gouge Away Burnt Sugar, and this was like my favorite on your entire list.
Yeah, they
by far.
killed it with this new record.
Yeah, it's really good. They're from Florida. They formed in 2012. They're definitely post-hardcore, noise rock. You know, you could hear Fugazi in them.
Absolutely.
Jesus Lizard. I don't know, Nirvana. It's got that 90s
but it's got like
feel.
It's got some toughness to it, you know?
Yeah.
I think they really kind of found themselves with this second record, because the first one I liked a lot. It was a little heavier, but I think this one they just refined it a little more, and
Yeah.
I just love Burnt Sugar.
I do too. They signed with Death Wish this time around, or for this particular release, and they were discovered by Jeremy Baum. I hope I'm saying his last name right. We've talked about him before. Like he's like a tastemaker, so to speak. Like he found Birds in a Row. Remember when we interviewed them, Sreten, and they name dropped him. He's from Touche Amore.
Yeah.
So Jeremy,
that band is so good.
yeah, I love Touche.
Yeah.
Like he saw him somewhere and he brought him on tour with them and like Ceremony, and I love Ceremony. And then obviously Jeremy linked them up with Trey from Death Wish, and then Trey helped them put this album together, But another thing too, when we did that Birds in Row interview, some people were reaching out to us, remember? And I think I told you about this too. I wasn't checking my email regularly.
Yeah.
And I had a knee injury and I was out of work for a while. And then I finally checked my email and they're like, yeah, you can interview these particular bands. And one of them was Gouge Away, but it was the day I went back to work. So I was pretty upset about that.
I think they're the only band on that list that I sent you that has always eluded me. I've never seen them.
Okay.
I tried to go see them at Fest 2 years ago, but then the line to get into the venue was just way too long.
Yeah.
And then they played in Chicago in November, but I was in Ohio.
Yeah, that was that show.
Yeah, it was like a matinee show.
Yep.
It was like a killer lineup.
Yeah, it was a killer lineup. And what's cool about Gouge Away, I hear that 90s, but I hear is it Kim Deal? Remember she was in Pixies,
and
then the Breeders. There's
Amps,
the rolling bass kind of on this album, and the distortion, and then when she does sing, her kind of hushed vocals, it reminds me of her a little bit. But
then she just kind of goes nuts sometimes.
Then she goes nuts.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, I wasn't trying to knock War on Women before, saying it was try hard, but with her, when she's angry, the vocalist, what's her name real quick? I'm sorry, I forgot. I'll find it here in a second. Michelle is her name. But when she gets angry and she screams, it's, I don't know, you could just feel it. There's a certain pitch or a level of when women scream that, I don't know, it hits a vocal cord, but it's is sheer the right word? But you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It could really like the scratching on a chalkboard. She's just
yeah, I love it.
She embodies the toughness of hardcore screaming, but then she could also sing. But who else did they tour with? Drug Church?
Yeah, Drug Church is who they played with in November.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, Drug Church and Heart Attack Man.
Okay. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to link back up with them and maybe get an interview. But
get them to play a show in NWI.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I mean, like I said, they're coming from Florida, but they also sing about a lot of political issues, and they wear it on their sleeve. They take a lot of their lyrics take stances against animal testing, police brutality, and social injustice, and that's the type of hardcore that Gouge Away plays on purpose, and it shouldn't be hidden. So they have this cool little dynamic and approach to, I don't know, social injustice.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of have a theme with the music I like.
Yeah, I can see. We were going to get into that. Yeah, we try to stay away from politics as much as possible on the show. But
no, I was talking to my wife. I was like, how do you talk about Gouge Away and War on Women without talking about politics? You just don't.
Right.
You just don't do it.
But we're okay.
But we're doing it.
But we're doing it. You're taking us outside of our comfort zone.
Taking you outside of your comfort zone.
Thanks, Gabe.
I'm incredibly uncomfortable. Next album.
But no, I'm sorry. Her name's Christina Michelle. I said Michelle. But she linked up with Jeremy and they put him on some tours and there we go. So yeah, shout out to Gouge Away. Next band, Nightbirds. Roll credits.
Nightbirds.
I'll let you take this and then I'll get into it a little bit.
Yeah, Nightbirds. Ever since they came out with a few 7-inches, maybe probably at this point, over a decade ago, maybe around a decade ago. But just have been one of my favorite bands consistently for the past decade. Just snotty, angry, kind of surf rock punk.
My dad is the BTK.
The BTK. Yeah.
That was the bound torture
killer. Yeah. Yeah.
Right on. Was this album like a collaborative thing of like all their releases?
No, so the album cover looks like it is,
Yeah.
but they released the album like as a bunch of 7-inches, even though it's just one record.
Okay.
And then they did artwork for a bunch of them.
Okay.
But this record, they had their original guitar player came back
Oh, cool.
to join the band, so it's a lot more full than their other records.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely like a surfy punk.
Yeah.
You know, some silly lyrics. You know, watching
Yeah.
movies or eating pizza or whatever. But it's definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's like
a
the
lot of fun.
palate cleanser after War on Women and
Gouge
Gouge Away.
Away. Yeah, I started it off really extreme.
I mean,
and
I
now
guess
we're gonna go,
how much can you call like My Dad's the BTK a palate cleanser?
Yeah,
but that's the Nightbirds, yeah.
and it's a goofy video because that was the first thing. Like when I looked
Yeah,
on YouTube and
yeah.
that popped up, so I was like, I like these dudes.
Yeah,
man.
they're fun. I've seen them like not 100 times, but it feels like it. Like every time they come to Chicago, I check them out.
Check them out.
Seen them at Fest a few times.
Awesome. And their music's always got the same punk sound.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like if you put on a new Nightbirds record, you know what to expect, and you're going to get what you think you're going to get, and it's going to be great.
Awesome. How about now we'll move on to Chew. And remember, it's C.H.E.W, but a period in between. Feeding Frenzy. And this is on Iron Lung Records. And I remember, you told me about these guys, and I looked up Chew, but it was the wrong band.
Wrong band, yeah.
But I like that other Chew.
Yeah,
as
I haven't
well.
listened to that yet.
Okay, it's like an instrumental, but it's really cool. But they're on Iron Lung Records, and they're out of Seattle. And they're kind of like a nasty noisecore punk label. So I've heard of a few bands on there throughout the years, but that kind of caught my attention. And yeah, man, this is just some really noisy, I don't know, just nasty punk rock.
Yeah.
Ain't it?
Yeah, they're out of Chicago.
Are they Chicago?
The band is from Chicago, yeah.
Because you said you got to see these guys too this year, right?
Yeah, they played in Hammond at the Art Gallery.
Okay, cool. Anything else you want to talk about with these guys, or?
It's just like I feel like most of the songs are just like one long angry song. It's more just
It's like a minute.
female fronted.
Is it female fronted?
Yep, minute or so long. They've got a couple songs that are longer, but seeing them live, like I heard like a couple songs, I was like, oh, this is good. And then when I saw them in December, I was like, I need to revisit this record. And then I listened to it a ton after I saw them, and I love it. She's just brutal.
Yeah, she is
live.
brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard. I thought it was a female, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she can scream hardcore, and I don't know. I like it. So thanks for showing this to me.
Oh yeah.
Now let's move on to Four Fists 666.
Don't forget that last six.
That fourth six.
It's now 1/3 more evil.
There we go. Now this is an alternative hip hop thing. I remember you mentioning these guys to me a while ago.
Yeah.
Now they have some kind of affiliation with Rhymesayers, don't they? Or Minneapolis. That scene?
Yeah, Minneapolis. POS was on Rhymesayers for a little while because it's a collaboration with POS and Astronautilus.
Okay, where's the other guy from? Astronautilus.
Right now he's living in Minneapolis, but he's from I think originally Florida, but lived in Texas for a while, Seattle for a while, but now I think he's hanging out in Minneapolis.
Okay. I don't know, man. As far as alternative,
it's weird. Yeah,
no,
it's a weird record.
What's cool about it is I like the new alternative hip hop thing that's going on, and when I say that, like, I don't want to compare these guys to Death Grips, but Death Grips.
I find Death Grips to be one of the most unlistenable things on the planet.
I love it. I love Death Grips.
Oh, it's the worst.
Okay.
I mean, that's fine.
No, yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's why, like, with this, I don't want to categorize it as Death Grips, but it has that same kind of direction.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, in my opinion, more cookie cutter.
Yeah.
It's more marketable.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's got the bass drops, like some EDM stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who are the other ones? I can't think of the other bands. Maybe they'll come to me. But Rhymesayers, they always seem like the label they seem to keep up with maybe what's not the trend, but what's kind of popular.
For sure, yeah.
And
it's weird. And even though like the record's not on Rhymesayers.
It's not?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
Maybe it is, but I don't think it is. But again, POS did records for Rhymesayers. And it's all Minneapolis. And for some reason, Minneapolis is just where all the best hip hop comes from.
Yeah, what's Doomtree? Are you a big Doomtree guy?
Yeah, Doomtree. Yeah, POS is in
Was
Doomtree.
he a part of Doomtree?
He is
okay.
One of probably the most famous guy from Doomtree, I guess.
Okay. What
I've
about
got tickets to see POS in a week and a half, so I'm pretty
really?
stoked. Yeah, 10-year anniversary of probably my favorite POS record.
Okay, cool. Doomtree Bangarang. I just always remember that song.
Yeah.
And what's the girl's name that's in the group?
Dessa. Yeah.
She put out a couple good albums within.
Yeah, she put out a really good album in 2018. I feel like I should have
put that on the list.
Maybe the new Dessa record. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I think I listened to a couple tracks, but these dudes, like I said, they could really mix the like the EDM and kind of like a dance poppy sensibility.
It's like the record is not really like anything I've heard. Like either of them have released before in their solo stuff. Like it's not like an Astronautilus record. It's not like a POS record. It's just this like weird thing. They've been working on it for like half a decade.
Really?
Yeah. They came out with a 7-inch like 5 years ago, and they were like coming soon, a full record. And then 5 years later, they came out with the full record. And I don't know. It was really cool to see it live. Like it feels like the kind of thing that you need to just listen to and party. You know, like just
it's
have
like a party
fun.
music. It is
like
fun.
It's not like. I mean, I listen to it in my car, but when I listen to it in my car, I think about like when I saw him do it. And
yeah,
it's just a great show and a ton of energy.
Yeah, for sure.
And in my opinion, two of the best rappers.
Really?
On the same record, yeah. I absolutely love those two guys.
Okay, what are they? What's his name? POS. Like, what is some of like his lyrics about? Like, what would you say? He's a conscientious dude, but
yeah, same stuff.
Okay, okay.
Everything I listen to, kind of political, but you know, it has a lot of like kind of introspective stuff. Pretty positive for the most part.
Awesome. Have you ever heard of Billy Woods before?
Mm-mm.
You need to check out him.
I will.
Check out Billy Woods. He's also in this group called Arm & Hammer. It's him and another guy.
Okay.
But he puts out some really cool, somewhat politically themed and social conscious themed hip-hop.
Nice.
Kind of more of a militant background, but it'll definitely get your attention.
Nice.
But yeah, I like the alternative hip-hop scene. I like where it's kind of going, and these guys definitely fit the bill.
For sure. Yeah, for a long time my friends would make fun of me because they would never see me at any punk shows in Chicago. I was just like showing up at the hip hop shows.
Okay.
This was maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago.
Right.
But
in Atmosphere, like we said, we're probably going to do an Atmosphere episode. Just that God Loves Ugly.
Yeah. The first time I saw POS was opening up for Atmosphere in like 2004, 2005. So
okay. Cool, man. Cool. Now let's move on to Emma Ruth Rundle on Dark Horses. She's an American singer, songwriter, guitarist, visual artist from Louisville, and she's released 3 solo albums, and she's the current member of Red Sparrows and Marriages. Now, this is like she's a Sargent House artist, and one of my favorite Sargent House artists is what's her name? Help me out. I'm drawing a blank. I'll get back, but I do like Deaf Heaven. What's her name? She's real dark. She did a great Tiny Desk thing. I can't think right now. I don't know. I'll get back to it. But I didn't really check this out that closely, Gabe. So what do you have to say about Emma? How long you been jamming her?
Just I heard her last record, and I was like, oh, this is good. But then when On Dark Horses came out, a friend of mine was just posting about it on Instagram, and I was like, oh yeah, I like that record from before, like her previous one, and I just fell in love with this new one. It's just super heavy, but she sings the whole time. Every once in a while, it reminds me of like Chris Isaac, but like like a female. But like the music's pretty like sludgy and like kind of cloakroomy
like that with the Red Sparrows here.
And but
Marriages.
I just love it. Just really, we listened to it. Oh, okay, yeah. We listened to it at work a lot.
Okay, yeah. She's got a like a hollow voice, almost. I don't know if that's the best way. Yeah, she's kind of spooky, kind of like a Chelsea. Ethereal. Thank you for the.
I'm just over here reading dictionaries while you guys talk.
All right. Well, you do have the bookstore, so that's perfect. But did you ever see her live or anything?
I've not seen her.
No?
Oh yeah, that's another one I have not seen yet.
Okay. All right. Well,
you had me at Chris Isaac.
Yeah.
I hated Chris Isaac so much when I was a kid.
My parents always jammed.
Like I would see it on like VH1 in like 1990 or whenever Wicked Games was popular, and I was like, this is the worst thing ever. Like, who wants to listen to some guy like croon at a piano about being sad?
Yeah.
And then fast forward, it's like, oh, Nick Cave's my favorite musician ever.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, Gabe, let's get into some of your 2018 shows.
Yeah, I saw a lot of music in 2018.
What was that fest? Didn't you go to some fest over the summer?
It's just called Fest.
There you go.
It's the Fest.
It's the Fest.
Yeah, it's been going for 18 years almost, and it's put on by No Idea Records. It's in Gainesville, so a ton of bands out of Gainesville, like Hot Water Music and Against Me, and so they just were like, oh, let's put on our own festival. I guess this like 2001 where it started, and just each year it just grows and grows and grows, and it's like 300 bands play, mostly punk rock bands. Some folk stuff,
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, I used to go all the time, and then I had the great idea to open up a coffee shop, and I kind of didn't have time anymore. I know, right? And but last year or 2 years ago, I started going again, and so I've gone the last 2 years again. You see like 35 or so bands in 3 days, and just subsist on pizza and hot dogs. It's pretty much the best weekend of the year.
Awesome. How was that moist weather down there in Gainesville?
It was.
Summer.
It rained. Well, it's in the fest is in October.
Oh,
it's like
thank
Halloween
God.
weekend,
Oh,
so it's
okay.
like the perfect time of year to be in Florida because
Okay.
it's not hot.
Yeah.
It did rain like the first night, but the rest of the weekend was pretty clear this year.
And that's Florida University too, right?
Yeah, it's where
Gainesville?
University of Florida is. Yeah,
Did you guys fly down there or did you drive?
we drive. It's a brutal drive.
Oh.
Yeah, Georgia is way bigger than you think it is.
It's kind of like going through Illinois, ain't it? Like,
Yeah.
when's the state going to stop?
Like, yeah, half of the drive is like Georgia. It's the worst.
And then the other half is Atlanta traffic. Shout out to
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Atlanta
It's
traffic's
brutal.
pretty bad?
Atlanta traffic is awful.
Really?
Yeah, terrible.
Bummer.
But we
Bummer.
found this like really cool spot in Atlanta, and we always go eat at this one restaurant, and then there's a liquor store around the corner that we like buy beer we can't get up here, and so that makes Atlanta a little.
I was going to
Southern-
say we have a great meal together, and then we get drunk and keep driving.
Well, no, we just buy beer at the liquor
Yeah, yeah.
store to take
That's
to
what I
our
thought you
hotel
were
in
gonna say.
Florida. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Don't
I know
drink
you
and
guys are
drive.
responsible
We're
members of
responsible
society.
members of. I'm a business owner.
You're a business
The
owner.
Southern beer craft scene, like, it's not that good.
That is correct.
It's just like, sorry down south, but it's not.
Yeah, there's
man.
there's some gems out there. So you just pick up some of the gems and you go on your way.
The Midwest and the West Coast, we hold it down when
We
it
hold
comes
it
to
down.
craft beers.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, how many craft breweries are there in Michigan?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean, seriously, like you
or
can't
just Griffith.
just Griffith, yeah, or yeah, the region, Ohio, all of it. Who were some of the what were the best bands you got to see there live? Some of your experiences
Yeah.
at the fest.
I saw Warren Women and Nightbirds, which was killer because I don't know if you heard they put out two of my favorite releases
Yes,
this year.
yes,
Have
we
you
just
heard that?
we
Yeah.
just went over that.
I saw the singer of. Have you heard Katie Ellen before?
No,
They did a record last year. It was the old singer of Chumped,
okay,
but their singer Anika Pyle did a solo set that was super good. One of my favorite bands is Report Suspicious Activity. It's members of Articles of Faith from Chicago.
okay,
And Jay Robbins is in it, who was in Jawbox, Burning Airlines,
Yeah.
Government Issue. But they played at Fest, which is, again, another highlight just because I could listen to Vic Bondi
I love
sing
Jawbreaker.
forever. Jawbox.
Oh, Jawbox.
Did I
not
say Jawbreaker?
No,
Jawbox.
that's just where my head was. But
Yeah.
yeah, Jawbox.
Yeah.
Didn't they do Savory? That
yeah,
song?
yeah, Savory, yeah.
Yeah, that's a
they
great
actually,
song.
Yeah, they're playing in Chicago in July.
Oh,
Jawbox
really?
is. Yeah, I got
remember that
tickets.
song was on Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And they were making fun of it.
Uh-huh.
And then it was like a huge song to me because Deftones covered it with Far.
Oh, nice.
It was great.
I knew you'd find a way to work the Deftones.
I,
into
you
this.
know, I always got to fight that
Gotta do it.
angle.
It's
been like 2 weeks.
It's been
I was getting worried.
Did I miss? I missed it last couple
Missed a
recordings.
couple weeks.
Wow.
Well, there we go. I had to sneak it right in
Yeah,
there.
you did.
Yeah, they covered Hey Angel.
Nice.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, Jawbox is coming to Chicago, which I'm super stoked for.
where are they playing?
Metro.
Cool.
I haven't been to the Metro in forever. I can't remember the last show I was
I
at.
went
the
there, a
Metro.
matinee show. It was
Oh,
Gorilla
Gorilla
Biscuits
Biscuits, yeah.
and Modern Life is War with Dave. Shout out to Dave.
So the same day you were at that show, I was watching the Nightbirds in Chicago.
Oh,
I think it was the Nightbirds show.
Okay. Let's get into that real quick. Gabe had a great trolling picture. I mean, I know it was all in fun, but you listened to one of my episodes when I was dogging Pearl Jam,
Oh
I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
So he wore the Musically Meditated T-shirt in front
a
of
Pearl Jam show.
to a Pearl Jam show in front of Wrigley Field because I think I was dogging Cubs fans and Pearl
Yeah,
Jam.
which I could care less about the Cubs.
I know.
Sorry, the internet. But
Yeah, right.
and also I love Pearl Jam, so sorry, the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pearl Jam, I'm going to start a podcast all about how much I love Pearl Jam. So look for
Dare
that
you.
coming
We
on.
might
the
not
Green
ever
Door
invite you
Network.
again.
I don't need to be invited on your podcast anymore. I'm starting a Pearl Jam podcast. But no, Pearl Jam is like such a punk rock band from like just what a perfect band.
Here we go.
Dude, like They used to cover Fugazi.
Did they?
Yeah, they did Blueprint. They didn't do it at the show.
I didn't know that.
And like,
How was that show though?
it was super good.
I like Pearl Jam, like their first 3 records.
Yeah, which is like really like what I listen to. Like I know that like the hardcore Pearl Jam fans listen. I listened to like the self-titled that came out in 2000 something or wherever, and I listened to the new records. But like when I'm going to listen to Pearl Jam, I'm going to listen to 10, Vitalogy, or Versus.
Yeah, Vitalogy's my
But
jam.
it was cool. I don't go to a lot of like big shows. Like most of the shows I go to are in just skeezy clubs. So it was kind of cool to see a band at Wrigley Field.
How was that? Like the whole Wrigley experience? I'm sure
really
it was cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. They know how to put on a show.
Okay.
For sure. It was awesome.
Yeah, I've never been to a show there. Sreten, you have, ain't it?
Not Wrigley.
Where'd
I've
you
been to
s-
some games.
what-
I drove past it once when AC/DC was playing. I almost got out of my car. It was awesome, but I was outside.
You were
blocks
feeling
away.
a little thunderstruck?
Yeah.
Yep, I was feeling very thunderstruck.
Where did you see Dave at?
Alpine Valley,
Oh, okay.
Wisconsin, around here, Noblesville, Indiana,
Never at Wrigley.
Hershey, Pennsylvania,
Man, you've been
Gross.
around.
Gross.
Houston.
Oh,
He had some Dave
and
Matthews stuff
to add to
hidden.
that, I really enjoyed the Eddie Vedder's ukulele album.
yeah, I didn't like that.
I didn't like that he actually did one.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, that covers him underwater playing a ukulele like
Yeah.
a a-hole.
Oh
But,
man,
I really
it
enjoyed
was
that
all right.
album.
It was all right. But the show was great.
that's cool.
I saw 2. I think I saw the other arena show. I saw Paul Simon in 2018 also. Another big arena show. It was cool.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
At the United Center.
Oh, cool. I got to see Radiohead there this year. That was cool.
It's one of my least favorite bands on the
I
planet.
knew he wouldn't like
Oh,
Radiohead.
Yeah, so Radiohead, like, OK Computer is like, makes me want to like gouge my ears out.
Really?
I just
You hate it?
despise it with every fiber of my being.
What do you hate, Tom? You hate his vocals?
I hate everything about him. I hate everything about the band.
Fair enough.
Part of me hates that, like, when I was young, I thought that Creep was cool because it was on the radio.
All the time. It's
All
still
the
on the
time.
radio all
Yeah,
the time.
it's a fine song. Like, some of that, like, Pablo Honey is fine.
That's my least favorite album.
It makes sense.
It does. But no, I love Radiohead. They were great. The sound was great, and that was my first big show too. Like you
Okay.
said, like with Pearl Jam or Paul Simon, like actually at a concert. You know, like the difference between a show and a concert.
It's cool. Like, I wouldn't want to be that guy who, like, every show they go to is like Taylor Swift at Soldier Field or
Yeah.
Dave Matthews in Houston or whatever.
I don't only go to Dave
Yeah,
Matthews
yeah.
shows.
Yeah. Okay.
How dare the
okay.
both of you?
Okay.
But like, it's kind of cool to switch it up and see like a big, huge show like that.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Get out of those sleazy clubs.
Yeah,
What about this Hammond spot? No.
yeah. The art gallery.
Yeah, let's move
Paul
on to
Henry's
that.
art gallery.
Okay.
Yeah, they do a ton of punk shows.
Okay.
About one a month. I think they took January off just because it's such a gross month. But yeah, ton of cool punk rock shows there. They do like an acoustic jam night, like not associated with like the punk scene every
Okay.
Thursday. But
Like where do you
That's
get
insane.
where do you get the info for that? Like what nights? Because I know I mentioned Liquids before on this podcast, and I bought a few of their records at Region Records in Griffith. But the only time I ever got to see anything that was being hosted there or held there was like through their record. Like they would have like some goofy art or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything online. Like, is there any place? Or
You
is it
just
just
have
all
to-
word of mouth?
it's Ask a Punk, yeah.
Cool. It's old school.
No, one of the things that's cool about owning a coffee shop is that I employ people younger and cooler than me.
Right.
And so, like, a lot of the punks hang out at the coffee shop. So, like, they'll hang up a flyer at the cafe. So I always know what's going on because they say, hey, can I hang up this flyer?
And you're
I
like,
say, yes.
yeah, cool.
I'll see you at the gig.
I'll see you at the gig, guys. Well, we're going to bring Juliet on, and he's going to
Yeah.
set us straight about, you know, the local punk scene or maybe the Chicago punk scene.
Yeah.
So maybe he can help us out and keep Sreten and I hip enough.
I know about the Paul Henry Art Gallery.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, I go there for art. I go there for music. I go there for their potlucks.
They have potlucks there?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm coming at you with a lot of low energies.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
But no, the owner, Dave, is just a super cool dude.
I met him once. He is. He's
just-
very pleasant, very cool,
and he,
very
like-
welcoming.
Yeah,
a
super
cool guy.
welcoming.
Yeah,
Is you know, like it's always like I talk. Zach, my friend, books a lot of the shows at the art gallery, and Kenny does a few, and it's just like I don't know. It's scary. Like, oh, is this guy gonna be weirded out by a bunch of weirdos in here? But he's just super cool with it. He's just happy to see people having fun and not breaking anything.
You'd assume he'd have an open mind because it's not straightforward art. It's just a mixture of all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
so you'd think that would
really
transition
cool
the kind of
space.
music he likes
for sure. Yeah,
or that he would host.
I can't imagine he would be that he's actually into punk rock, but maybe he is. I'll ask
Maybe
him.
he is.
Is it like an older building too? Like what's the
Super
setup?
old building. It was like an actual hardware store in like the early 1900s. And
Oh, cool.
he, from what I understand, you should have him on the podcast because
Okay.
he's a super interesting guy.
Cool.
But he was like, didn't want to do a hardware store anymore because it's hard to run a hardware store when Ace Hardware and
Yeah,
Home Depot,
Menards
Lowe's,
and all that.
Menards. But he was like super into art, so he opened up an art gallery in a hardware store. So it's a really old building, really cool, lots of exposed brick.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. A lot of people. How many people could fit in there? Like, is there like
that's a good question. How many
150?
people?
Like at least
Yeah.
at these shows, about $150.
Well, I'll bet.
50 to 75.
Okay.
I would
Yeah,
guess.
Okay.
There was a show in December that I'll bet it cleared 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
Super
But
cool.
people like standing on the stairs and like it was a lot of people at the. It was a not normal 10-year anniversary.
And this is where you saw. Did you see Feeding Frenzy there?
That was Chew.
Chew,
But
you
no,
saw
Chew
Chew.
played a different show.
Okay.
But CCTV played that show,
Okay.
and Dagger, local band, super good hardcore band.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Yeah, we're gonna have to check that out for sure. So keep me up to
Dude,
date.
I'll text you.
Please text me.
I will. Yeah.
Keep me in the loop. I want to
Yeah.
check it out, and we'd like to bring that guy on. Now I want to move on to a little happy birthday or a little hip hop history here, and I want to know exactly where you were when this came out, and you probably will remember. I hope you do.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Today, 20 years ago, Eminem released "My Name Is" music video on MTV. How about that?
I love that.
How old does that make you feel?
It makes me feel 38 years old.
Me too. 36 here, or 35. I'm 35. But what were you doing? Do you remember when that came out?
I do, and I didn't love it.
No?
No. I was like when I was 18, I was like, all I wanted to listen to was punk rock. Like, even I had forsaken my old Pearl Jam and Typo Negative ways to just listen to like the Subhumans and whatever. But I remember a kid in my high school was like obsessed with it, and he like started dressing like Eminem. So that's going to be my answer to the question.
Okay.
Some dude who was a couple years younger than me dressed like Eminem.
All right.
That's where I was 20 years ago.
Sreten, do you remember when that song came out or no?
I remember when the song came out. I remember the video, and I remember also not liking it. I didn't.
Really?
I thought he was good, but something about it, like I didn't like him and his gimmick.
I think
What I saw
Eminem
is
like
his
came
gimmick.
out with some good songs after that.
Yeah,
But that
yeah.
one was just kind of corny to me.
Yes.
Well, it was a great
I liked the
attention-
other songs on that album, but that one in particular, I did not like.
Yeah, it made a huge impression on me because I always liked hip hop, and I liked metal too. But or not Eminem, but Vanilla Ice kind of ruined it for the white rappers.
For a
So
while,
to
yeah.
see Eminem come out as a white
Did he,
rapper,
though?
yeah, I mean I like Vanilla Ice, I did.
Sorry, I'm joking.
But with M coming out like that, and then like who he was appealing to, I thought the marketing strategy was perfect.
No, for sure.
Because you had Dre, who made awesome beats,
Mm-hmm.
and then like his first couple lines were talking about 9 Inch Nails and Primus and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. So that grabbed my attention too. But I remember it, man. I remember it like it was yesterday, and the Slim Shady EP was just, or LP was huge.
Yeah.
It was just a huge record. Like everybody had to have it. Like you said, people looking like him, like my cousin. He was from Michigan. So my story with Eminem was, my cousin was from here, then he moved to Michigan, and he was talking about him before this came out.
Okay.
Like the summer before or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember Korn Follow the Leader came out, and when you bought that album, you got a Myrtle Records CD sample. Remember how they would do that
Yeah,
back
yeah.
then? Like they would give you another CD with a bunch of different
Yeah, for
artists.
sure.
So on this CD, there was like Incubus and just a lot of these kind of like pimpcore or new metal bands. Like Head PE. Do you remember them?
Mm-hmm. I do, yeah.
Remember all that stuff? And it was just perfect. But Kid Rock was on there too. And this was like before Ball with the Ball or whatever,
Yeah.
like even before that. But the song was Kid Rock with Eminem.
Okay.
So then I got to hear Eminem. I'm like, okay, but you could tell he was kind of appealing more to like the quirky white kid audience,
Yeah.
like with some of his rhymes, which got my attention. And then the next thing I know, this came out, and then I saw that he was with Dr. Dre, and I was a huge NWA fan as a kid and
Yeah.
a Dre and Snoop fan. I'm like, this is awesome. And then actually got the album, and it was just a great record. Like his first one, that one, and then the Marshall Mathers LP. I just love them.
With that one, I thought he finally started like putting out some music worth listening. No offense to the first album, but
Right.
I think the Marshall Mathers, he was like, okay, like kind of found his sound better.
Yeah, he did. But I just remember this video like it was yesterday. You know, he had the jumpsuit on and the blonde hair. And like I said, my cousin. So the next summer I saw him, he looked exactly like that. He had the blonde hair. Ian, you met Ian. What's up, Ian?
Shout out to Ian.
Shout out to Ian. You know, and just had the diamond necklace or the diamond earrings and stuff. And Eminem just totally changed the culture
For sure.
You know, I haven't cared for any of his releases since like I don't know, Relapse or whatever that was, like almost 10 years ago. But
okay, sure.
those first two, you know, were great. Did you like Atmosphere back then? Like when God Loves Ugly came out?
Between God Loves Ugly and Seven's Travels is when I
Okay.
heard Atmosphere.
Because that was like early 2000s,
Early
wasn't
2000s,
it?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he just paved the way for a lot of people.
For sure. Yeah.
And this was
And a lot
huge
of
album.
like, if you listen to like the early Atmosphere stuff, like some of the times you can be like, that's just Eminem.
Yeah, like,
like-
the lady with the tattooed hands.
Yeah.
What was that? Seven's Travel?
No, that lady with the tattooed hands was on Lucy Ford.
Lucy Ford, thank
Yeah.
you. Yeah, like that. Like he almost was like packing every rhyme that he could
Yeah.
into a short amount of space, kind of like Eminem,
Yeah.
right? Like rhyming the different syllables and the end of adjectives or
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, Eminem, man, like it was just my cousin sent me that today, and I was like, man, I got to mention that on the show because it was a big deal to me. Apparently,
for
you
sure.
two guys weren't into it.
I was already
you
old and jaded.
Yeah, you were too punk rock, and Sreten just didn't care for the gimmick. But I liked it. I bought into it. All right.
That's fine.
Okay.
It's part of your journey.
It's part of your. It was part of
Yeah.
my musical journey.
No, it's like stupid as that sounds. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like Pearl Jam was a really important band to me when I was a kid. Like Pearl Jam and like Metallica taught me,
Right.
like, hey, there's cool music out there.
Pearl Jam more than Nirvana?
Yes.
Really?
I know I liked Nirvana, but I was always Team Pearl Jam.
Team Pearl Jam, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Team Soundgarden.
Team Soundgarden. Okay. That's Team Nirvana. Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Nirvana, then Alice in Chains.
Yeah, it was Pearl Jam and then Nirvana. I know a lot of times it's like you can't like Pearl Jam and Nirvana, but I liked both.
Yeah.
But Pearl Jam the most.
Right on. All right, Sreten.
Oh, I'm on the spot now.
You're
It's
on
my
the
turn?
spot. It's your turn.
All right, let me gear up. Let me put on my headset.
Gonna have to gear up. So
Let me,
we've talked about this before. I know on our last episode, people go back and check out, I don't know what number it is, but we had Gabe on before. And we had a little Morrissey Smiths talk and The Cure, because we
Yes.
both love them equally or about the same. But it is known that Robert Smith hates Morrissey, and Morrissey from the Smiths, not Robert Smith, hates Robert Smith.
True.
And the beef has been a long going thing.
Yeah, older than
Us.
almost.
Who do you think would win in that fight if they had to fight?
I can't imagine that any of them would fight.
if they had to.
a lot of
Boxing match.
running around a coffee table, like just chasing each other.
See, I can't even imagine that level of energy.
No, they're a little bit too old.
Yeah.
A little bit too old. But yeah, so what we're going to do
Just
is
imagine bickering.
we're going to end this beef. Yeah, a lot of bickering, a lot of British bicker.
Yeah.
We're going to end this beef with who's more knowledgeable about Robert
This,
Smith.
These are just 10
Or
random
Morrissey.
questions
What do
that
you
I
got?
chose.
What
So
do you
I
got
don't want
for
to
us?
put so much pressure on you guys
I'm
that,
gonna
if you
blow
lose this, that it is the end all be all.
All right,
So
just so you know, if Joe wins, we're gonna have like a coffee knowledge showdown next.
Okay. I'm down. I think you won last time. You won last time.
I don't.
Oh yeah, that
so
was about the made up bands or not? Yeah,
Yeah.
I won.
You did.
There's a
win.
lot of made up garbage in here. That's my specialty.
Isn't everything just made up though?
Yeah, kind of.
Let's talk about it. All right,
What do
ready?
you
Who's got the first question?
Gabe, he's our guest.
Gabe, ready?
Sure.
All right. True or false? It's a good warm up.
I got a 50-50 chance.
50-50 chance. Ready? Is this statement true or false? Oh, I guess it's two-part. After their debut album was released, The Cure went on the road opening for Devo. When Devo's guitarist quit, Smith fell in and then played for some of their records. True or false?
False.
That is true.
I agree with my man here. Yeah.
Who did he play for as their
I know.
guitarist?
Do you
you
see
know
the
that?
Banshees?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is true.
I agree with my man here. Yeah.
2 points right off the bat.
Noise.
Nice. You're going down, Gabe. You're not beating me
Ready, Joe?
again. I'm ready.
Which of the following cartoons did Cure frontman Robert Smith do voices in? Ready? Did he do voices in the Care Bear Super Hug Fest Cotton Candy Christmas Special?
No.
Did he do voices for G.I. Joe as a character named Lipstick? Did he do voices in a cartoon Thundercats as Lion-O's boring cousin Brian-O? Sorry. Was he in Futurama as an autonomous, doing the voice of autonomous robot trash can number 3, or in South Park as himself?
South Park as himself.
This is true. You are correct.
I agree with my man here. Yeah.
Smith voiced himself in the first season of South Park at the request of the co-creator Trey Parker, who's a fan of the band. Smith appeared in the episode Mecha Streisand.
Yeah, where he fights Streisand, yeah.
Yeah,
He
that
turns
was
into
great.
the butterfly.
He does turn into a butterfly.
And then as he's flying away, Disintegration's the
Yeah.
best album ever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, everybody loves The Cure. I don't think anybody dislikes
They're
them.
infallible.
Yeah, right? Have you ever met anyone that's just like, The Cure sucks, I hate
Yes.
them? Really?
Fools.
Fools. Don't ever bring them around us.
You ready, Gabe?
I'm ready.
How many times did The Cure hit the Billboard Top 10?
God. Oh man, there's no multiple
simple.
choice here. How many times did they hit the top 10?
Yep, keep it simple.
3.
No, only once.
No, 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 hell no.
Really?
Friday I'm in Love, yeah? No?
Second part. I don't know why you're getting the second part. It's just a chance. What was that song?
Oh.
Was it, okay, hold on a second. Oh, it's just a fact. It's Love Song. Yeah.
Sounds about
Just like Heaven and Friday I'm in Love made it to the top 40, but
Yeah.
that's it.
right. Love song.
Ready, Joe?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I screwed that up. Ready. This is a Morrissey one. We're stepping into the Morrissey ones. When Stephen Patrick Morrissey was born on May 22nd, 1959, according to his own words, true or false, was his head so big that he almost killed his mother?
True.
That is true.
I agree with my man here. Yeah.
Congratulations.
It was either that or his jaw.
Yep.
One or the other. But yeah.
Imagine he was born with flowers in his pocket.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
He's born with pants?
Probably.
Also? All right.
Those Levi's.
Unbuttoned shirt.
Yeah, the unbuttoned shirt. Marry me on his chest.
All right, ready?
All right.
Gabe, ready? Morrissey's career as a pop star got off to a sluggish start. His first role was as frontman of which of the following bands? Was a band called The Top Button, the Ankle Sock Revival Orchestra, the Nosebleeds, the Chest Hair Ghost Stories, the Cardboard Fart Smell.
Ooh.
It would have to be the first one, the Top Button.
That is incorrect.
No, 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 hell no.
It is the Nosebleeds.
The
Yeah.
Nosebleeds.
My nosebleeds.
You guys are tied at, I can't remember the
No,
score. That
Joe's
was just the
winning.
first
Am
one.
I?
Yeah, Joe's
But
winning.
you answered 2 right off the bat, so you were at a 1-point lead.
Oh,
This is one of those
rigged.
unfair
Shit is
scenarios.
rigged.
Oh, I love that.
I didn't think I skipped the question. All right.
We got
Joe,
this. Yeah.
fix this sentence. There are 5 fixes. I'm going to read the whole thing. Ready?
Parse this sentence, Joe.
All right.
The album titled My Metal Heart is Rusty, the Smiths' second album, was released on February 1975. The LP gave Morrissey the platform to promote his long-held beliefs in animal rights, cold beers, and barbecues. He had been a vegetarian since the age of 11.
False.
That was a really bad question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're slipping here.
I'm slipping here. So the sentence was supposed to say "Meat is Murder." The fact is, "Meat is Murder," Smith's second album, was released on February 1985. The
Yeah.
LP gave
Oh, you
Morrissey
just
the
want me to-
platform to promote his long-held beliefs in animal rights. He'd been a vegetarian since the age of 11. Hey, I mess up sometimes.
It's okay. I didn't know that he was a
People can be-
vegetarian since the age of
Point for me
11.
Interesting. Yeah. Nice point.
for at least knowing how to
Yeah.
read,
Yeah.
sort of.
I'm bad at reading.
hard.
On mic. It's hard.
That's why you talk for a living.
Ready, Gabe?
All right. Who's
Ready,
it?
Gabe?
The
Is that
making those
Gabe?
podcast bucks. Yeah, I'm ready.
Big podcast bucks. All them stacks. Stacks of
In his solo debut, Viva Hate debuted at number 1 and entered the Billboard charts at 48. What is the only Smiths album that charted higher?
Is it?
So Viva Hate was at number 48.
Yeah.
His solo stuff, and you're asking what Smith's album was higher than number 48 in the charts?
Viva Hate debuted at
Yeah.
number
So
1.
which one? I'll say Strange Ways. It's The Queen is Dead.
It's a trick question. It is none of.
No. 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 Hell no.
Oh my God, you're the worst.
Yeah.
You ever do multiple choice in high school or college or any other environment where they
I dropped
did
out of
none
college
of the above?
3 times.
None of the where none of the above is an answer. It's infuriating. All right. This one is a tie killer because apparently it's tied based on my bad math.
The listener will
So this
tell
is
us.
just
Yeah.
this is just whoever says the number first. So you guys blurt out numbers.
6.
Ready? How many shows has Morrissey canceled in his career? And this is a number as of December 5th, 2018.
500.
17.
Less. More.
21.
More.
37.
Way more.
290.
Ooh, really close.
300.
Just count it for me. 290.
Really close.
291.
Woo!
I agree with my man here. Yeah.
Really?
291 shows since 1988.
Sounds about right.
What a dick.
Yeah, he's the actual worst,
Yeah. It's like,
but also the actual best.
I know, he's the worst and the best. He made me wait for like 45 minutes at Riot Fest.
Yeah, I
in
was there.
Chicago. You were there?
I was really close to the stage,
Oh, were you?
and I remember like me and everyone around us. Everyone was so mad because you're just waiting, and they're showing all those videos on the screen, like
the
Ramones and like New York
and
Dolls,
New York
and
Dolls, and there was
and then, like,
other stuff too. Yeah,
everybody's so upset. And then 45 minutes later, Morrissey finally comes out stage, and like everybody's like, "Okay, Morrissey, I forgive you."
we forgive you now. My
That's all
one
it
friend,
took?
yeah,
Yeah,
my friend
I-
left and watched Nas. He's like, "I'm done with this. I'm gone." I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was
"All
so close. I was like, I can't leave now.
right." Right. Well, the word on the street was he was going around in disguise on a golf cart, making sure all the vendors were not
We're
cooking
not
meat.
serving the meat. Yeah.
Because that's what he said. I will
Yeah.
perform if no one serves meat.
Yeah, and so by 8:00 that year at Riot Fest, everybody had to stop serving meat.
Yeah,
Which is fine, I guess.
it is.
Whatever.
You know, if that's your thing, if that's what he asked for.
If
I mean,
it's in the rider, yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I mean, if he wanted to come on Musically Meditated and he said, "Hey, no meat, make sure no cheeseburgers, none of that."
Oh yeah, we gotta hide the giant roast beef.
We gotta
sandwiches that
we gotta
always
hide
in the
the roast
fridge.
beef,
Behind those ratty curtains.
Yeah.
these curtains, these
What else
steamed.
could
We need these
possibly
curtains
be
steamed.
behind these curtains, except giant piles of roast beef.
But yeah,
Sorry.
It's like an Arby's in here.
it is. It's hot, super hot, steamed and ready. But Gabe, thanks for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me again,
I
man.
know this is great.
It's always fun.
It's always fun. Everybody, please check out Musically Meditative Podcast and subscribe. Come to the Green Door, buy some books, and please go to Grindhouse
Every day. Go to
every
Grindhouse.
day. I love the Nihilist. When I go, I
Nihilist
usually,
Grindhouse. My tribute to Arby's.
is it?
That's my tribute to Arby's, yeah.
That's my go-to. The Nihilist sandwich.
It's a banger, yeah.
I saw that you do have the Earl Grey tea back.
Yeah, the Earl Grey Joy. The
Yeah.
Earl Grey Lavender Latte with vanilla.
Yeah, it's great. So everybody go there, check out Gabe. He'll hook you up. Gabe, thanks again for coming, dude.
Thanks for having me.
We'll have
again.
you again.
Yeah, we'll talk about atmosphere.
We will. We're gonna have a
It's
total.
just a 10-letter word.
Yeah, it is. I can't wait to get into that. He
Sure.
needs more recognition on the commercial scene. But thanks again, dude.
Thanks again.
All right. Bye. I'm musically meditated.
That's right.
I'm musically meditated. That's right. I'm musically meditated.
Producer my ass over there.